This podcast is intended for an adult audience over the age of 18. It contains explicit language and sexual situations. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed belong to us and are not representative of any employer, organization, or other individual. We are not experts. This podcast is not intended to be taken as professional advice.
Welcome.
Our safe word is pineapples.
I'm Dan.
I'm Sue.
Come with us as we navigate the lifestyle,
discover kinks,
and share what we've learned along the way.
Welcome back.
We finally got our friends here. We brought some friends in. We have LadyKelly, and we also have Dr. Fuck here with us today. And we're going to talk about all kinds of stuff, like how we met. Because meeting kink friends is something that it's not usually easy for a lot of people. A lot of people don't meet friends in the lifestyle. We didn't start off as friends at all. I remember LadyKelly here.
Yes.
Yeah. You contacted me and Sue for the first time on Swing Lifestyle. And I remember that your profile was BDSM related. And at the time, we were not really BDSM stuff. So initially I had rejected you.
Yes.
Right. And then you told me about it after the fact.
I did.
And I was like, what? No. I was like, wait. I was like, let me see that.
Yeah, she wanted to see the profile. Then she goes, wait, contact her back because
I was like, I don't think this says what you think it says. I was like, we need more information.
So I reluctantly contacted you back, and you were with Dr. Fuck, who was your husband.
Yes.
Hi. So what is your relationship? How is your dynamic? Because I know at the time you were dominant at the time, and he was submissive.
Submissive, yes. How the relationship started before that?
No, at the time, at the time you were dominant. He was submissive,
yes.
And you were asking. I believe it said in your profile that you were asking for somebody to. Let's see. You were asking for someone to help dominate him, but also he was going to be a slave and stuff. And I was like, I don't think this is anything that we are interested in at all. But then Sue was like, no, wait a minute.
Well, I think some people, when they read that, they get the wrong impression.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
They do. They think you're a cuckold couple, but you are not.
No.
I think it's all about these words that people use, you know. They're like, oh, you are a domina, or you are cuckold couple, or you are swingers. And it would be like, it's all the same. Like, as in, like, there's no, like, nuances to this and everything. Everything is just like, oh, you are part of that group, so you all do this. So once you swing, anybody can fuck you. And, like,
Right?
It's crazy, you know. Like, I mean, I think it's misunderstood. I mean, that's why we started teaching BDSM, because we felt like so many people just, like, misunderstand what we do. I mean, like, do we play kinky? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, you definitely play kinky.
Would you say we play kinky?
I would say so, yes. You do, yes.
Okay.
Yes, but people can't wrap their brains around us being kinky and me swinging.
Yeah, because I think that's a thing that I didn't fully understand at first, is you are kinky, you do dominate him, but at the same time you were like, I'm going to swing, we're going to have fun with other couples, I'm going to be having sex with other people. He's not. He's just going to be over there in the corner, tied up or something like that.
Until we bring him back later.
Until we bring him back later, yes. You know, everyone gets to come. That's always the main goal. The main goal is always everyone gets to come at some point.
Right? And we all have fun.
We all
It's
have
about
fun.
everybody having fun.
Right.
It's always about having fun. Just having fun.
And fun is different, I think, for everybody. I mean, that goes back to, again, I think there's so many, again, we've talked to so many couples over the years now. I honestly, I couldn't tell you how many. I know it is definitely in the hundreds. And that we've talked to and everything, and that we either, like, gave them advice to, or had dinner with, or did, like, a show and tell or teaching session, or wherever we ended up with. And it's I think people just like that have so many misconceptions about everything when it comes to like BDSM and what it is, and like they have a hard time wrapping around their heads around that we are a loving couple every day,
Yes.
that we have been married for 25 years happily and have like that family and real lives.
Oh yeah, there's so many people that just don't. They see the BDSM or even the swinging, and they're like, so you guys fuck all the time, 24/7. You're like, they see a picture of Sue wearing heels or something and having a riding crop. It's like, so she walks around the house all day long, and then as she
Right,
wanders
just
around, she
like
whips
that.
you, and you have to get on the ground and lick her pussy or something like that. Like, no, we have kids, we have lives, we have jobs, we go on vacation, we go to my parents' house, stuff like that. We're not sitting here just constantly trying to have sex with everyone around.
Hey mom, can you leave the room for a minute? I want to get my crop out of my heels out. I want to have my pussy licked. I mean, like, come back in 15 minutes. Get a coffee, okay? Like,
Go get a coffee. We need a minute.
Well, with us too, people think usually boy is tied up and all the time in a basement, and that's not true. Like you said, the loving relationship, people don't understand that. They just think you're tied up 24/7, which you're not.
no, just for the listeners and everything, I do get out every Sunday. No.
Every Sunday you get that.
It's not a 24/7 thing. It's just
No,
a bedroom
it's
thing.
not 24/7.
And again, it wouldn't make it fun, like for me it is. People always have a hard time wrapping their head around like, do you want this? And I'm like, yes. And
You totally want it.
yes.
Yeah, you do.
And it's like, so other people maybe smoke a medium joint, and for me this is my way to literally like get my brain to stop thinking. Like I am, the people who know me, I am on all the time.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I'm always active. I'm always doing something. Everything is like go. And this is professional Peter. This is private Peter. I'm always going. I'm organizing things. I'm reading stuff. I'm always doing something. The time when we play is my time for my brain
For you to shut off your brain.
to shut off my brain, because again, all I'm thinking of when I'm somewhere horny, tied up and helpless in a corner or in a basement or wherever I am is about like, when is she coming back and when is she going to make me come? And it is single focused on this. And if I'm waiting, my brain is really just like waiting in anticipation. I'm not thinking about like booking a vacation or like how we can improve, I don't know, getting a better financing rate for the home improvement loan or something. Like none of this stuff is going in my head,
You're not focusing on what's going on at work or any of that, any problems you got going on at work. Yeah, I had a hard time at first wrapping my mind around that, because one of the things that I was unsure of, it was in your profile, and even when we talked to you guys for the first time, was Peter doesn't have sex. You're not having sex. Like you don't want to have sex with Sue. It's not part of the play in any way, shape, or form. You'd like her to make you come. But you also like her to torture you a little bit beforehand, and get that. And that was something I couldn't wrap my mind around. I was like, how is this supposed to work? And then I was like, what am I supposed to do?
And it's not Sue. I want to make sure we're not like identifying like only one person out there saying like it's not you. Like it is overall for me. Like I
overall.
prefer and then I actually, like, it's only a few weeks ago or so I saw there's a fetish somewhere like kind of like an auditory fetish or so, like that's like hearing somebody's voice, kind of like a and it's not about the sexy voice, it's more like what the voice says to me.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
And for, again, I mean, if you come with a cute British accent, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I would too. That's hot.
Exactly.
British accents are hot.
that
I'm
is
not
hot,
going to
yes.
deny that one. I would go with that one too.
Especially when she tells me about later on all the horrible things she's going to do to me in a British accent, that is even hotter.
It's got to be a good British accent though. We don't want like Cockney or anything like that coming out at us, because that's not hot. Like Dick Van Dyke and Mary Poppins is not going to get me going.
No. And so, but I think people always, like I said again, for me it is like is a part of the conversation, because I can't tell you how many couples then say like, what do you mean he prefers a hand job over a blow job? And they can't wrap their head around until I'm saying like, if you blow me, you can't talk.
Oh yeah, I never even thought of it that way. Yeah, that's true.
And I get turned on having this conversation while you tease me and play with me, like the thing in my head, like that, the voice and everything. And that is where like I am keep going. And again, if you blow me, your mouth is busy, and so on. So I know that is for many guys. They're like, what the fuck is wrong with him? Again, but it goes back to
also sometimes you like to talk a lot too, and that's why you are gagged.
That's right. You can get. Yeah,
Sometimes it's for your own good.
But that was
so clearly we have a consensus here. We have a consensus here, my audience.
well. See, when I because this was part of your profile. Some of the stuff was in your profile, and that was something that why I rejected you at first, because I was like, I don't. We've never even talked about something like that, or even going in that direction. Again, this was back when our main exposure to BDSM was. A little bit of spanking here and there, and apparently our knife play, which was significantly more advanced than we thought it was.
Right.
But
At the time, I had actually been reading more books on it.
Yeah,
So
I don't ask you what books you're reading. You just tell me every once in a while. You'd be like, "Hey, guess what I'm reading this time?" "Oh, I'm reading this." Now I ask you. I
And
kind
you're
of
like, okay, don't read more about this, honey. Okay, it's not good. Okay, please don't read that topic. Okay, like a hard topic.
I know it's fantastic because I get to learn all kinds of weird stuff that comes out of her, and she's like, "Well, I know we're going to this month. We're going in this direction now."
But I think it's also like, just so that people know. So, like I said, again, I go by Dr. Fuck. That's really what my name is when we teach. Like, or if I dom, because again, strangely enough, I do dom. I was actually Kelly's dom for
10 years
10 years. Yeah, and
before we switched, and then you became slave boy.
yeah, there's people that don't realize that you can switch like that, or even back and forth. Like I dom Sue and she doms me. It's not like set in stone. Like I'm always going to be the dom and you're always going to be. It's pretty fluid how things go and how things change. Even our relationship with you guys has changed over like almost 5 years now, something like that. It's been almost 5 years since we met you the first time.
4 years.
2021, so 4 years.
Yeah, so about 4 years. So
Well, that's a big question people ask me too. How could I just switch like that? And it was a big step, but they asked me like if I would like somebody to dominate me, and sometimes yes, but it has to take the right person.
Yeah.
Mhm.
it has to. I can do a little bit.
Yeah, yes, you can.
I can do a little bit, but even that didn't start off because you started off doming me at first, and this is how we explored and found so much about me. Like, I'm not a huge pain person. Like, I don't like a whole lot of pain. I like cuddles.
Yeah.
I like to be cuddled a lot, and I also like visual, which is with you guys is where we found out that I was definitely a visual person. I needed to have my sight most of the time, or I got bored.
No.
Which is fascinating to find out about yourself, that you could be bored having a woman playing with your dick. Like suddenly you're like, well, this is just boring. I can't see anything.
It goes the opposite way too. For example, for me, it is much harder if I can't see, because again, it increases for me the feeling of helplessness.
Yeah.
Like being tied up is one level of helplessness, and then being blindfolded is another. And if you add a gag to it, it's even more. Like so, and then being left and coming back and everything, it just like it increases a level and
But everybody's helplessness is different.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And again, we evolve differently.
Yes.
I mean, like if you think about where we started.
Oh my goodness, yes.
And
So where we are today, yes.
yes, and also the unintended consequences. I mean, like you're dominant.
Well, you pushed my buttons a little bit, and yes, the spark came out, and
Oh,
there I was.
there you go. He pushed you into it. He's like,
Yeah, I mean, like
But that's what you wanted. But it also made me stronger and to become who I am too.
See that, Sue? When I annoy you all the time, it's because I'm making you stronger. That's why. That's the reason. I'm doing it
You're
on
working
purpose.
to bring out my inner Dom.
I am. It's not just because I enjoy getting you upset for whatever reason.
I mean, here's a true story. So we are on our way to Washington to see friends.
Yeah.
Driving in our minivan from Philadelphia to Washington. Did we have 2 or 3 kids at the time? I don't remember. I think we only had 2, right?
No, I think we had 3 actually.
Yeah, we had 3. Okay, so minivan full of kids.
Yeah, fun times.
Yeah. And so there we stayed in our suite at a Marriott, and so I told Kelly, the kids were sleeping in the back, and I said I want you to come up with something new. She's like, what do you mean? I want you to not talk until you come up with a new idea that is different and mean and something we have never done and something that I will be like, what the fuck? And everything. So
Where'd this come from?
and then we're driving and everything, and I'm focusing on the road. Kelly next to me, it's quiet. And I wasn't that hopeful that something would come up because we tried before. And Kelly, I pushed the buttons a few times, but apparently not hard enough. But that time I pushed it well enough. And yeah, do you remember what you told me in the car?
Yes, I told you that I wanted to have you tied up in the bathroom and piss on you.
Yes,
Oh wow! See, yeah, that's new.
that was very new. Also, just for the people who drive that road between Philly and Washington, there's a spot in the median that looks like a minivan went through. That was us. And everything, because I literally got off the road and be like, what the fuck? Until I realized that driving was more critically important for the moment, back on the road, once the car was stable again. Then my head turned back to Kelly and was like, say that again?
Yep.
I think I misheard you on that one.
That is exactly what I saw and everything, because I got literally I was putting the steering wheel to the left while I was looking to the right. That the median came and I was back on the road, and then
Whoopsies.
And we didn't pack anything with us. We had a handicapped bathroom. And I remember you going down to CVS and coming back with a bunch of stuff. You came back with shoelacings. I think you came back with a fly swatter.
A fly swatter.
yes.
Oh my god.
I'm not sure if we brought anything else back.
No, I think these are the things that I was able to get at.
I just have a
I
vision.
can
I just
see- I
have a
can see
vision of
this.
you now, running down to CVS and just running in, going, "What can I get?" And just find, "Fuck it, this is close enough." Just grabbing whatever you can. You come back with
Wait,
a
we
medical,
could do
medical
like a dollar
bandage or
store
something like that.
challenge.
Works. It's
You get $5. Go
It's like
find
the
something.
weakest. This is the weirdest supermarket sweep going on.
That would have been cool.
That would be cool.
But we
yes.
also took some stuff out of the hotel too. I think we used the bathrobe.
The tie in the
ties.
bathroom? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good
Yeah.
thing to use right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, we used that, and then we used the balcony chair to actually put it in the roll-in shower in the bathroom
Yes, that's what we did. Yep.
Yeah,
and everything.
we have with you guys we've grown so much with you guys and just exploring ourselves and where we've gone. Like I said, with Kelly here, I've been able to find out that I kind of like a little bit of pain, but nowhere near the level that Sue enjoys. Sue is, as far as I'm concerned, immortal. She
Well then.
pretty sure you could do almost
Well,
anything to her. I mean,
I would beg to differ. I would beg to differ that I remember a time, a long time ago, that she has pretty blue tits.
Yes.
purple
yeah.
actually.
They're
Purple,
Quite,
okay.
quite purple.
My
That was,
favorite color.
actually, that was the first time we actually got together because when we first met and talked, it was during COVID. So I think you were the first couple we even talked to, on a Google Meets or a Skype or anything like that.
I think
Because
it was Skype, yes.
Yeah.
you were the first couple, and we were like, "How are we supposed to meet?" Because you were like, "We're in Colorado right now," and then we're like, "Okay, so I guess we're gonna have to wait till they come back, and then we'll see if we can figure out something because we're all in lockdown now. So who knows what's gonna happen?" And somehow the topic of we could Skype. And I was like, why not? We totally could. Why can't we Skype? And I think when we did it, I think it was like 9 o'clock for us. It was like 3 in the afternoon for you guys or something.
Yeah.
You're like, the kids are outside skiing right now. We have a couple of minutes. We can talk to you guys.
Something like that. I don't remember either. Yeah. I mean, the time difference is not that much for Colorado, but
No, it's not that much.
but I remember that. Yeah, that we were like the kids were like doing something. I don't remember, but yeah, no, I did.
We have some time. We'll talk. We'll talk
Yeah,
about some
yeah,
kinky
yeah.
stuff.
We like traveling, as you guys know, and everything, and so like I said, so going back to there is somebody who can find the
Hi.
tolerance level of Sue's pain level.
Wow, I mean,
Sue
I was
can't
still
find the
go-
tolerance
yeah,
level of Sue's
I was
pain
still
level.
going. That was part of the problem why we had such bruised tits. Is I was gung ho.
Yeah, the first time we went there, like we met at a hotel.
kept going.
We met at a hotel, and we were actually you were also the first time we played separately. So
In separate rooms.
We were in separate rooms. We're connecting rooms, but they were still separate rooms. And I was with Kelly, and you were with Peter, and like it was hot hearing what's going on because I'm also auditory, kind of like you. You know, I like the hearing. I like the sounds and everything like that as well. So it was kind of hot hearing that. I like hearing her moan and everything like that, and the whipping and stuff like that. But then, Kelly, we were struggling to figure out what to do with me.
Yes.
I think at that time we were still in the process of let's just throw everything at this. Let's see what sticks. Whatever happens, I have this. We could try this. Let's do this. Okay, I kind of like that. Sure, it's not so bad. How about this? No.
A goodie bag of Trexico. What do you use?
Yeah, you came in with a duffel bag. You were just like, what do we got in here? Just flop this giant duffel bag on there. You start pulling out things. I was like, oh my gosh. What did I get myself into? And then Peter's coming in going, I'm just going to borrow this, and I'm going to borrow this, and he's grabbing stuff and bringing it in there, and I was like, I don't know what's going on there. It sounds kind of hot, and I'm trying to focus on Kelly, and I mean, I had a good time. I was just like, I'm not sure how this went. I was still exploring and learning about myself, and the next day, Sue and I, we shower all the time together. One, it's hot. I like showering with her because I get to see her naked. And two, it's pretty much like the only time we get any sort of alone time sometimes is just in the shower. So it's not always as sexy as it sounds. There's a lot of times we're like just talking about the day, what we have to do. But
are you bringing the trash out yet?
yeah, that kind of like literally that kind of stuff. Like, oh shit, we gotta make sure we take the trash out. It's trash day tomorrow. And she took her top off. I was like, holy shit, what the fuck happened to you?
And I'm like, what? What's wrong?
Like what? And then you look down. Purple. It was like from neck down. It was like a purple, almost black. I was like, what the fuck did he do to you in there? And you're like, I swear it didn't look like this last night.
And it didn't when I left
It
you.
didn't. No, it was red. It was red, but it wasn't like. It was a little, but not. It was not like what it looked like.
Because remember, we took you out. I took you out naked with your trench coat.
Yep.
To the restaurant and everything, and that was really hot.
It was.
And
Yes. Actually, there is a picture of that. There is a picture I have posted of you in a trench coat.
in the hallway that I
Is it
took.
the blue one?
Yes, the blue one.
Yeah,
So it's a different one.
That's a different one. Oh, yeah.
And there's a different one with the first trench coat you had
Yeah.
in the hallway where you just like ask you to like take it off and everything.
Oh,
So.
Yeah,
wow,
and
yeah.
you can see some of like the bruising in that picture, but it's still not as developed as it was the next morning.
Oh, yeah.
Again, so things. The lesson is things develop over time, just like our
Right.
friendship.
Yeah,
Yes.
things develop over
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
I was
And-
like, what the happened? And then we did find out that she did have some hematomas, so
One.
you had one, which
Right,
we had
so
to look
now
into.
I
that.
know
so
I
now
have
we
to
know
be a
that
little
there's
more
levels
careful.
and everything, and she has to pay attention. And even I now pay more attention to when she's playing, and like if you're doming her or Kelly might be doming her or something like that, or even me, I know I've stopped play a couple times and been like, okay, we need to stop because her arms are, they're looking at the wrong color right now. They're a little too red or something. Usually you're blindfolded, so you can't tell anyway. But
I like to be blindfolded.
I know
so,
you do. You like to
yeah.
be blindfolded.
But you
Yeah,
feel
but
that
as
you
soon
get.
as the hands start tingling.
Yeah, the hands start tingling. Some of that. Now,
Well, I think
there's been a
with
couple
my
times I've been like,
carpal
yeah.
tunnel, I don't always notice it at
But
the
I
point
notice
that
it
you're
now.
noticing
Yeah, I started noticing it
yeah.
beforehand. But it's now See, when we first played, I didn't know that I was supposed to be looking out for this stuff, or even what I was supposed to be looking out for. But now I know that as we move forward. I mean, your hematoma, I had the unfortunate task of
Right.
rubbing your tits for like 2 weeks all the
Yeah.
time. Like,
Because that's how you make that go away.
I had-
you have to massage it.
I had to sacrifice. It was a
Oh,
sacrifice.
yes.
Right?
I'd be happy to sacrifice next time. I just wanted to offer myself, just letting you know. So
Yeah.
when we go on the next vacation,
I'll send you
I
over.
will offer myself.
I'll send
Okay.
you over here, and you can just have yourself massaged every single day. I'll drop you off for a little bit.
Be back in 30 minutes.
In 30 minutes, she needs to be massaged.
It's good for the circulation.
It's good for the circulation.
But no, but again, if you think like what came out of that one evening when we started playing, because it could have also gone as in like, you know what, crazy people, honey run. But at the end, if you think about it, from there, we went all the way to Las Vegas.
Yeah, Las Vegas was the first time we traveled with you. It was actually a little bit of a shock when you came out with you wanted to go to Las Vegas. I believe you were over our house and we were just talking. I think we had a barbecue. We had you guys over for food and we were like, "Oh, I'd love to see that show in Vegas." And you're like, "We should go to Vegas and see that show." And I think I was like, "So do you want to go to Vegas?" And you're like, "Yeah, why not? Let's go to Vegas. I'd like to see that show too."
That's the difference. I think like again with us with all the people we meet, like so many people that just like talk. They talk all their lives about like, we should do something, we could do something, why wouldn't we do something?
Well,
And-
whenever you say something, you just go with it and you do it. You're not a big mouth and opening your mouth and just saying something.
No.
You're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Right, and again we had this same thing happened with Sturgis. I remember we were at the motorcycle club and everything, and everybody was like, "Yeah, we should go to Sturgis." And well, same as Laconia, like literally half an hour later, I'm like, "Okay, everything is booked and everything. Who's coming?" And then people are like, "What?" Like I'm like, "You all said you want to go."
You all said you wanted to go.
Let's
It's
go.
done.
Mm-hmm.
This is how much you owe us.
Exactly. Here's the accommodation and everything. Great place. Here's this. Who is game and everything, and then you can tell people like the people who talk compared to the other people. But again, you guys came. We had an amazing stay. We were staying at the Cosmopolitan, which is again an incredible hotel if you haven't been.
59th floor. I remember that because my ears popped every time I went up the elevator.
It was directly below the penthouse level, which was the
The
floor.
fastest elevator I think I've ever been in that's not an amusement park ride.
Okay, fair enough. The room came with a storyboard for you.
It did.
In the closet.
In the closet.
We had to figure
Well,
it out.
first off, it was, I gotta say, it's weird decor. Like, I was going, it seems like it's trying too hard to be sexy because it's just, they did everything. It just went bizarre and we didn't have everything. I mean, in the lobby, there was a bronze statue of two naked people, but one of them had a dog head and one of them had a rabbit head. And it was,
We aren't the
life
only
size.
ones who've been in the Cosmopolitan. I have been like, wow, the art's a little odd in this place.
Yeah,
but I
Because
didn't-
we were looking at some stuff online. We're like, they saw the
I know what
same
this is.
statue.
Yeah.
We know where you are.
I know where you are. You're in the Cosmopolitan.
I did appreciate the gigantic high heel. That turned me on.
Oh
yes,
yeah,
you
well yeah,
did.
you have a shoe fetish, a foot fetish, and stuff like that. And a shoe
More like
fetish.
a high heel fetish
High
and
heel
like a
fetish.
nylon fetish. Yes.
Yes.
Well,
It just
yeah.
like goes onto.
Well,
feet,
yeah, you're
yes.
not like, oh, I like those orthopedic shoes there. Those are
Oh
kind of
my-
hot.
yes, and your ski boots. Oh my
Oh
god!
my god, yeah.
I got the
Put those
stiff plastic.
Well,
yes.
you know, I don't know. Maybe you might like cleats. Who knows?
As we're talking about high heel, we could also talk about.
Oh yeah. We wanted to talk to you guys about that because that happened in Vegas. That was our. We've alluded to that in our podcast about the story about Vegas, and we didn't get into it because we wanted to share it with you guys because it's your story as much as it is our story.
It was an interesting story. So I mean,
That
like,
started before everything. It was literally like a whim on you because you said how it started was you went when we got in there. You found out that they had a shoe chocolate.
they had a sparkling purple chocolate
High heel.
high heel as an amenity you can get as a VIP guest. And we already were VIP guests during our stay. As you
That was our first
remember.
time as being VIP. Actually, just
I mean,
let me tell
we
you.
actually like again. If you ever do VIP, you don't check in at the front desk. You actually go into a private lounge behind the front desk where
And you
people
get
come
free
to
coffee and everything.
Free
Like, I
coffee,
was like,
free drinks.
damn,
you. Yes. So
free Starbucks coffee, and I was down. I was like,
treated to royalty again. Our room was
Living in
incredible,
style.
overlooking the fountains again. Again, when I travel, I travel right typically.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, I let you take care of the accommodations for the most part. Let him do it. He knows everything.
No, but again, I just get lucky.
But that's how that started. It was just
started.
randomly.
Exactly. So I just I knew exactly if I go to the VIP lounge and mention, because it was supposed to be my birthday, I think it was, or something.
Yeah, it was your
celebrating
birthday.
Yes. It was
And so they knew that in the notes and everything, and so I just mentioned that would be an amazing gift and everything, and figuring if I would be a hotel executive with a notes and file, if somebody mentioned that, I would make sure I bring one up, because I didn't want to buy that for $30 or $50, whatever.
It was like $50. It was an
some
expensive
crazy
shoe.
money, and I was like,
I was like,
Yeah.
you get a pair of shoes for that, like an actual pair of shoes for that.
and I can lick those every
But
day.
two of your favorite things. You do love high heels, and purple is your favorite
And it was
color.
purple.
And
Yeah,
chocolate.
so actually just to set the scene. So
But that was like the first day we got there. We were the
no, that was actually the last
It was the
day.
last
Was it the
day.
last day that you
Because
saw that?
I saw it on the first day.
Yeah, I was gonna
Right,
say, you
this
saw
is-
it on the first day, so
And-
it didn't even occur anymore because we were there for 5 days. So you saw it and
Exactly.
you mentioned it on the first day.
Yes.
And that's how that whole last night started, is that first day. We all completely forgot about that.
Exactly. So it was all forgotten, and so we brought in this 100-pound or 200-pound.
Well,
chair.
when you're in Vegas, they actually they cement they weight
the balcony
balcony
furniture
chairs
is
because
weighted.
apparently in Vegas people get drunk or high or upset or
Throw it off
suicidal
the
and they want to throw it
balcony.
off the balcony, and you can't do that because they usually have like 100-pound block of cement attached to these balcony chairs. You can't even move them outside, and we're like, we need to get one inside, so we had to
All
figure
of
out how
us
to
had to
maneuver
maneuver how to get
lift
that
this
chair.
chair into the
Well, because we had looked at the other chairs in the room. We're like, these aren't any good. We need that one.
Yeah, because that one, all the chairs in the room didn't have anything to
They didn't
tie
have any
Peter
arms.
to, so there
Yeah,
was
we
nothing to
couldn't
tie him
tie-
to.
We
Right.
don't have to worry about him falling back and tipping over and that. It's weighted.
Oh yeah, there's no way you were going to sit back.
No, I was definitely not going anywhere. I mean, usually I'm not going anywhere tied up, but there was an extra level of security
Oh, you were very secure.
and everything.
So,
So
you got, well, the other thing that happened is that day that our flight got canceled, and I was the one handling all the flights
for the next day.
for the next day. Our flight for the next day got canceled, so I had to be on the phone with JetBlue, which is who we were flying out with, to get new flights. And then I got new flights, and then they fucked those up, so I had to call them back and get new flights and fix that. So I was on the phone while you guys were setting up play. We were all going to play together. We're going to have we got to play. It's going to be awesome. We're going to be flying out soon, so we'll get this one last night of play in. And that was going to involve me naked, and you were going to be tied to a chair and teased and dominated by the ladies, the lovely ladies here.
Mm-hmm.
And when they were done with you, they were going to come over and they were going to have some fun with me. So, getting prepared. Everyone's getting naked. You were naked, tied to a chair. I was naked on the phone talking to the airplane.
Was I know I was blind, but was I gagged too? I don't remember.
You were gagged. Yes, you had a ball gag.
I was gagged too on the chair.
You were
then,
blindfolded?
Yeah, we
You
have
had
to
a
look at the pictures, but I think I was gagged too.
Yeah, you had a ball gag and you were blindfolded and you were tied to the chair.
And
Securely. These ladies know what they're doing. I'll tell
oh,
you.
I was definitely secure and
You
everything.
were secured, yes.
Yeah.
And the ladies already helped my friend to new heights. And when he was standing up straight and happy and everything, you were still on the phone.
I was on the phone. Yes, I was also behind a wall, so I wasn't in view of the door to the room because there was a wall there, which was the bathroom was.
Right.
It was a very, very large room.
It was a very large
It was a very large room. Again, we got really nice upgraded from the VIP perspective, but just to give people a visual. So the chair I was sitting on, tied up, gagged, naked, was full frontal facing the entrance door,
Yeah.
across from me.
That's the only place we could get it to. We weren't getting it any further.
That's
where it ended up.
Yeah, exactly. That's where it ended up. It was not our goal to put it there. That's where it
So
ended up.
you were in full view of whoever. If someone was standing in our door to the hotel room,
They had
you
a
were in full view of them.
Yeah,
Straight on.
and then all I remember, because again, gagged and blindfolded, all I heard is and then I don't know which of you ladies actually want to take over.
it was me that had to throw my clothes on. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Right.
backwards,
Clothes
inside
on.
out.
And when that knock on the door happens, that's the moment we realize you can be seen.
Yeah, they notice that I'm still on the phone, so I'm like, oh, someone's at the door. Like I didn't. Like,
So I'm throwing clothes on.
I'm
I
like,
just like, oh, blanket on me right now because I'm naked. It's
Right,
like
I-
they're starting to freak out.
I'm panicking. Run into the bathroom, grab one of the hotel bathrobes to put on you because we can't get you out and dressed
Yeah, you couldn't
in
move.
any amount of time.
Now, Kelly's over here. She's going to answer the door, so she's got to go answer the door because they're knocking. It's not like it's a professional knock, so it's not like it's a bang or anything like that. But it's a professional knock, but it's a persistent knock as well. I remember her going over because I saw her go over to the door, and as she's opening the door, I see Sue come hauling ass, like flying out of the bathroom. I didn't know what it was. It's a bathrobe now I know it's a
You can
bathrobe.
see 'em.
She's like, wait, and I just see her literally leap. Like I see this 5'2" woman leap from probably about 3 feet away from where you're sitting, Peter, and like.
And you can't see anything. You're blindfolded.
I
Yes,
didn't
yes,
see
you're
anything.
blindfolded. All I know is she's leaping she's like Batman or like a flying squirrel, just like flying at you to cover you with this bathrobe while she's answering the door.
With my clothes
And I'm
inside
still-
out backwards.
I'm still sitting there on the phone naked, talking to the airport.
And then like literally like I like tuck and roll like out of the way because there was just
Because you're
enough
also
time
naked as
to-
well.
I was, yeah, because there's just enough time to get you covered.
And Kelly, well, why don't you tell us what happened at the door?
So I go to answer the door, and there, standing there, is the general manager with the chocolate shoe, asking for you, Peter, and saying, "Is Peter here?" And I look at him and I said, "Well, Peter's a little bit tied up at the moment. Literally tied up. Thank you very much. We can clearly see you with a bathrobe on."
Oh yeah, that general manager definitely saw inside, because after all this, like Kelly comes in, she's laughing hysterically, and she has this chocolate shoe in her hand, and then Sue fucking loses it. She just loses it.
Both
at
of
that.
us started.
The two of you are
losing
like
it.
on the ground. You fall to the ground. You went to the ground
I
laughing.
couldn't see it. I could
You
only
can't
hear
see
it. I
anything.
could
You-
only hear it that they're laughing
I can't
so
even
hard.
imagine.
I didn't know what happened because I couldn't hear Kelly
Yeah.
at the door either. All I hear is two of you all of a sudden laughing so hysterically hard.
And
We
then
were like belly laughing.
you,
That's
yeah,
why-
oh my god,
Yes.
you guys were.
Yeah, because
and
and then he's all like, he's like, oh, okay,
Here you
here.
go.
Yeah, that's how
Here's
you.
the
That's how
chocolate
you
chip.
know.
I'm like,
because
ouch.
he also stated at that time. He says, "So, when Peter gets a chance, can you have him come talk to me? Just contact me. I'd like to, congratulate him on his birthday." In person. Like, okay, sure. Close the door on this. And before you guys take the bathrobe off, and you're like, we gotta untie him. I was like, wait, before you guys untie him, let's get some pictures of him blindfolded and tied up with the shoe on him, and he doesn't know about it yet because we still have not told him what has happened yet. Yep.
He just hears us laughing.
Just hears
Our
everyone
asses
laughing,
off.
and I'm taking pictures of this. And
And again, just for the record, the shoe looked gorgeous.
it did.
Yes.
It tasted like shit. Just so you know, I had some of it.
Well, again, so is it when I had to lick the soles of Sue's and Kelly's shoes clean, everything that tastes like crap too. So
You
Just
probably
saying.
would. Yeah, I think you enjoyed it. I
Yes.
did not. Edible glitter is not something that I was like, oh, it's like tasting sandpaper. It's not.
yeah, it's just like the sand on the heels. It has a very similar taste.
Well, that's just like in BDSM too. When you do something, you look forward to doing something, and then once you do it, you're like, oh, that wasn't how I envisioned it.
Yeah, a lot of times the fantasy
Yes.
trumps the reality, and reality's like, that was not what I thought it was going to be.
Actually, I think this one was better than fantasy. I think this story, like again, the
Oh,
reality
yeah.
of this again, I don't think we could have thought of it as
No.
great. I don't think we could have made this up.
It's so good because you like to make photo books.
Yes.
Whenever you go on vacation, everything like that, and you made a photo book of this vacation, and that shoe is in that book.
Of course it is. Again,
Just the pictures of that
And
shoe.
the four of us only know about
We're the
that
only ones that know
story.
about that story. So anyone listening is like, "Oh, that's a lovely little shoe you got in that." We're like, "Yes, it is."
Do you want to know the real story?
we got so much more than the shoe. Just that you know, we got a whole lot more.
A lifetime full of memories.
Oh yeah.
And so on. But no, as I think a wonderful thing, and I think when you guys started out earlier, like when we got introduced, is like so many people, like when we hear people, they're all like, oh, we're looking for friends with benefits and everything. Everybody talks about this and
Yeah.
and wanting to have this, but I don't. Again, it is so hard to find because like how do you know you want to be friends with somebody? You know, like because initially we're meeting in a forum where the goal is to play together. Either
So
kinky
that's
for
sort of
my
sexual
end, or
intercourse of some sort,
sex or
yes.
something,
Some
or
kind of sex.
but some kind of like intimate relationship, you know, like we want to play a certain way or do a certain fantasy and everything, or do a certain role play, and that's the goal when you meet and everything, you know. Like I tell people, when we talk to people and we share experiences, we're like, you should start out with the sexual aspect because that was this lifestyle is about, you know. If you swing or you do kinky swinging and everything, that's what it is. Let's start there, and hopefully if you like each other and it was great and you feel like there's a connection, you play again and then it hopefully from there evolves into a friendship. I don't think the other way around. You say like, oh, let's be friends, and then after the 5th time being friends, I'm like, now I eat your pussy. You know, I don't think it works the other way around.
No, it really does not work that way around. I mean, there's a thing in the swinger community that says don't fuck your friends. So it can work for people. Like it worked for us with my best friend to have him as one of our regulars for the longest time, and that's because we already had that kind of intimate relationship beforehand. We all knew each other. We knew kind of about each other and how to work with each other. It was still nerve-wracking and not like I hope this works out, but we knew that if it didn't work out, we weren't going to not be friends. But like with you guys, I mean, I think up until even Vegas, I was not sure how this was going to go, if we were going to continue on after this. And I really do think that after Vegas, especially after the shoe incident, we can all just like go, that was just fucking wild after that. You know, because I think after that we started talking about like, we should do this again at some point, like go somewhere else. And then we started talking about doing Montreal, which is where we went with you guys in Montreal. And that's the first. Vegas was the first I've ever traveled. I've traveled with you guys more than I've ever traveled in my life, because I've only ever traveled to Florida because I have family in Florida.
Well, for Canada, you guys got your passport.
I had to get a passport. That's the first time I've ever had a passport in my life. I had to get a passport.
Well,
and
last time I went to Canada, you could still like walk across the border and be like, "I'm a U.S. citizen."
Welcome home.
Now you can.
Now
Now
you
you
can
have to be
get a
all
passport.
official. I mean, it makes sense.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't make any sense. But, you
Sort
know,
of.
we
I mean,
played
on the
around.
other side, we leave it all open, and there we're asking questions. I mean, why?
You
Yeah.
should be able to travel with a birth certificate, and you can't even do that anymore.
No.
Well, I think I mean, it's totally off topic, but I think in specific towns, because there are specific towns like that straddle the border. I mean, you know, there should be separate rules for them. I mean, I can understand. I don't live anywhere near the border.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Makes sense for me, but you know, for other people that are like right there, it makes a little less sense. Should be
But I mean-
a little easier.
Yeah, but now since you know we've gone through this with Vegas and everything like that, and we've gone through other stuff with you guys. Now I'm fully comfortable with you guys as friends and as people. Still not comfortable just coming over your house randomly. I know you've invited and said anytime you want to come over and use like the hot tub, you can. Still not comfortable doing that.
The time will come. The
That
time will
offer
come.
still stands.
I'm sure the time will come. I'll be in so much pain at some point. Be like, drive me to their house. I need the hot tub.
Exactly, and then again,
Like 3 a.m. Be like, don't worry, it's just Dan. He's in the hot tub.
exactly, and then we come home with a couple and we're like, oh, it's okay, we just join you. Like,
Come on in the tub. Water's fine.
It's a party.
We're
I
at a
know.
party now. Oh, hi guys.
yeah, no, again, but again, and just for the people who are thinking the kinky thoughts right now, people, I make sure I'm a certified pool operator. That hot tub is perfectly balanced. Okay. So,
There's also no sex in the tub. And that's for anyone. Do not have sex in hot tubs. It is not a good thing to do. Those filters are not designed for semen.
they are not. Again, it's better than the beach. I'm just saying the sand is not as sexy as it sounds.
Well, we don't need anybody to pass out in the hot tub either.
Yeah, don't
No.
pass on the hot tub here.
No,
There's time limits on hot tubs as well. You should only be there for so long before you.
There are things, no. But again, Montreal was fun because, again, we rang in the new year.
We rang in the New Year in an orgy, which I've never done
Right.
that, so that's a
It
new
was our
thing.
first orgy.
It was
on
our
a
first orgy, too, yeah.
gigantic bed. I mean, that wasn't like a king bed. That was like a king's king bed.
Yeah, good lord, that thing.
That was
I think it
the
was like
best New Year's.
I think it was like 2 king beds together or something
Or
like
three
that.
or so,
Yeah,
because I mean, I think it fit like 8 or 9 people on there at the same time. we were
it
on
did. There was like 9 of us on that.
Was
thing.
there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was like 9 of us on that at one
Peter,
point.
you were organizing like the whole thing. Like,
Oh yeah, he's organizing it like a traffic cop or something like that. Like interviewing people like, you interested? Come on, let's go. You want to come over here? You're not.
And again, I would again just for people's reference, I was in chastity that night,
You were.
and so again, so I really had limited options. So I figured, why not use my skills and be a people pleaser and everything. And I picked some good couples out there and everything that kept walking by because everybody looks.
Everyone looks, yeah.
And again, people are just like always afraid to ask. Nobody wants to be the first. Nobody likes rejection and everything. Like
Yeah.
I always tell people, and I really believe that in life, everybody is insecure.
Yep.
Everybody has something that they're going to be like, oh my God, whatever, I'm too short, I'm too tall, I'm too big, I'm too this. Everybody is. And everybody is fucked up.
Yeah.
And once you really take this to heart and believe that,
Yep.
like I do, you can talk to everybody. Because we're all the same. We're all insecure and we're all fucked up. Welcome to the club. And that's how I am able in these clubs and everything go. I think you were even commenting like that I go to this really hot couple or whatever you mentioned. But that was you, right? Like the one time that you said like I approached this, or was it?
That would be one of the other couples you were with. You just.
There was another couple. I think
Yeah.
that we talked about earlier. That they were with us and everything. And
But
then like,
you walk into any room and you'll know everyone in that room before the end of the night. You just walk around. You don't ever. You go. Oh, this is Dave and Mary over here. They've been married 14 years. Like okay.
Well, he knows how to get the conversation started.
He
and get
does,
the party
and
started.
Sue and I do have a bit of social anxiety, and I don't know if that comes from being atypical. It does for you. You're definitely neuro. It takes me a little bit longer to warm up to knowing people or getting to know people than you do. Obviously, Peter, you're just right on it. Boom, ready to go. It takes me a little bit of time. But I can get there. Once I get there, I'm fine talking to people and knowing people. Sue, on the other hand, no, she will not. Like you will not talk to like anyone unless you're like they're right there in front of you and be like, okay, we're gonna talk now. We're gonna talk to these people. I sometimes joke that if Sue ever had to take over any sort of like communication for the swinging, we'd be done that day. That would be the last time we ever were swinging in any capacity whatsoever.
Quite possibly. I mean, and we've joked about that before, where if I was in charge, I'd just be saying no to everyone.
You would say no to everyone. You'd be like, nope, absent, nope.
Well, you just have Peter to start the conversation. Have you come over?
Yeah,
and
there you
join,
go, see?
and then we're all set.
Right,
Yeah, we're all set.
it's all good. But no, I mean, like I'm sorry, like people are a lot.
They are a lot
are
for
a
you.
lot.
But it's
And-
ironic
and-
that like you
And
will say no to everyone, but did not say no to this couple.
there, I'm not entirely sure how to like put it into words. It definitely like timing was good because
It
I
was.
was reading information about BDSM and I was interested. So when they did contact us and I did look at what they had sent us, I was like, I don't think this says what you think it says. So we need to get.
Well, I'm glad that you relooked at
Yeah.
it and you guys responded
me
back.
too. So in
Thank
the
you.
end, actually, did it say what you thought it was, or what was you like who was?
I was right.
You were right. Okay, good. Because I wasn't sure because you never told us
The
like.
woman always right.
Exactly. We're always right.
Listen, I always leave it up to Sue. Sue is the final decider on everything that happens. Because if I was the decider, I'd be like, sure, let's do that. Yeah, why not? Yeah, sure, why not? But all the time now, and I've learned to do this a lot more now, especially after we had our whole issues, which are those fun trauma episodes we had there. I say yes. I go, okay, I think they're okay. I think they're fine. What do you think, Sue? And then she'll go and give me her opinion. And then I go from there.
And I do a much better job of giving my opinion now than I did when we first started out.
And,
Well, yeah.
and we do the same thing. I
Same here,
mean,
too.
we talk, and
We
actually,
talk,
I
yeah.
never got to this point earlier. Like when I was talking about like when you switched your role from being submissive with me and becoming more of a dominant everything. Would you agree that it changed your life? Like
Yes.
not only on a sexual level, but actually it changed your actual life outside of play.
Yes, it did, because it built my confidence. It gave me more confidence in me to kind of stand and talk to other people and take things and not have people walk all over me. I stick up for myself more than I ever have.
Exactly.
So.
Because again, everybody's insecure
That's
and
right.
everybody's fucked up.
Everyone's fucked up.
And once you do that, then you can talk to No, I mean,
Well,
I can see
well,
you.
it took somebody to piss me off, and same like you. You pissed me off and taunted me, and I came after you, and that's what happened in the workforce. Somebody pissed me off and taunted me, and I stepped up to myself, and so I took action.
And I'm very, very proud of you because
Yes.
again, so many people, like I said again, I really believe we are all so much more the same than we are all different.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Not to be too philosophical and everything, but I really believe that in the end we all want to be loved. At the end, we all want to have a good life and everything. And again, for some people, it is a gigantic gangbang with like 5 big black cocks and everything. And for the other guy, it is being tied up, gagged, blindfolded in a basement, horny for a couple of hours and everything. And so, and then for somebody else, it might be
Being
like
in a dog cage.
or being
Being
a
a
dog
dog.
cage. Or for other people, might be like spit roasting a guy and everything,
Yeah.
like somebody like this, or somebody just likes to take a medium joint. I mean, we all have our different things that.
To be fair, Kelly, I don't want to piss you off because I've seen what you've done to him when he pisses you off, so I'm just gonna avoid that.
Oh, thanks, Dan.
I don't want to get that level. Like, I mean, someone could accidentally call you a bitch or something like that, and then
Somebody called me a bitch. Yes, that did happen one time. Somebody did call me a bitch, and how did that end up, slave boy?
Well, for the record,
this is the record. Yes.
I want to make sure that I think it was deserved to call you that.
Are we
I
trying
beg
to
to
dig
differ.
back into the hole?
What do you think there, Sue?
Okay, so that's okay.
Are you fashioning a shovel now?
Is he digging his grave now?
Okay, I wish the audience could be with us right now to see how 3 people are enjoying me getting smaller and smaller and the hole getting deeper. So, but let me lay quickly out how the evening went. So we were out and about with another couple.
We were, yes, we were.
So it was 6 of us in the room. And before the fun for the other 5 was happening and everything, I was tied to like a lounge chair something.
Yeah, you were some lounge chair.
And all 3 ladies were like edging me and playing with me, doing tease and denial. And Kelly has the beautiful gift after knowing me for so many years.
Oh yeah, she knows exactly how to get in your head.
Absolutely, she's in my head really, really quickly, and she also knows exactly how to stroke me. And she has the ability to literally, she can jerk my cock down, and if she would go back up, I would come. So she can literally be half a stroke away from coming. And so here we are. I'm horny as fuck and everything. I had all these nylon feet over me, all these sexy ladies and everything, and I was so ready to come. And Kelly told me like that I was allowed to come because I was supposed to come. And so she does a stroke and everything, and she goes down, and I felt my load coming, and I felt ready to like blast off, and she goes down, and then her hand goes off. And the smile she's having right now, ear to ear, kind of like, yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
Why? And so on. And in that moment, I wasn't gagged. I did call her by accident. Clearly, not wanting to because again
Oh,
it is,
by accident, really?
I do feel like it was maybe not accidental, but involuntary.
involuntary. That's a better word.
It was involuntary. It was an involuntary
reaction.
audio reaction to not being able to come on that level of edging, and I do remember that.
But
for a
it's
brief
supposed to
moment,
be teased and
I understand
denied,
that, but
right?
when he whimpered that you were a bitch, because it was a whimper, Peter.
It was not.
It was when that happened. There was desperation. Okay, that's what I mean by whimper. There was desperation and pain.
It was a desperate,
He was
involuntary.
He was feeling for you. Dan
I was
definitely
feeling for you because, and there was a brief moment afterwards, and it went quiet in that room.
It went quiet. It really did.
It was like a silence fell on that whole room, and we were like, I remember I was with the other woman, the other couple, and we were like, oh shit, we're just gonna go over here, be on this side for a little bit, because I don't know what's gonna happen, but it's probably not gonna be good.
I did learn my lesson, just like for the record again. Like I
You never called me a bitch after that.
never again since edging and denying and everything. I always just like took it and yeah. Definitely like lesson to other people who want to be submissive or have a beautiful lady in charge of them. Be wise of what you call them.
Yeah. When they're in control of your orgasm, be very wise as to what you call them and what you say to them.
That is very, very true. No, but again, if you really think of our journey, like I said again, we have done a lot of very interesting things, but the nice thing is we also do other things, you know, like Las Vegas wasn't like a full 7-day fuck party.
Oh no. Like I've told people that we go, like we're going next year to Hungary and Romania, and we're gonna have kinky fun while we're there, but we're also going sightseeing. Like we're going to the castles and stuff like that. We're gonna go underground in some of the tunnels and stuff. We went to Vegas. We went hiking.
Yeah,
we saw
was
shows.
really fun.
You know, the hiking was amazing. Like
Yes.
absolutely
Yes.
gorgeous
No,
hiking out
it
there in
is.
Death Valley. We saw. One of the actual things that we were talking about when we went to go on the trip was we're going to go see shows. Actually, we didn't talk about anything kinky the entire time we were planning the play. We were like, oh, we're going to play too over there, so we're going to do that while we're there. That's like the extent of talking about anything really kinky. We were talking more stuff about like we're going to go to Death Valley and see the stars at night because it's one of the darkest places in the country when it gets dark outside. Like,
and it was incredible.
it was absolutely incredible.
was.
Like that's the kind of stuff. There's a pinball museum that you can play pinball machines. Let's go there. Like that's how we discuss everything. Oh, and by the way, we're also going to have some kinky fun too while we're in the hotel.
Right.
Like we're going to do some
I'm
stuff.
excited for it. Was it Hungary? Hungary or Romania has the pinballs as well.
One of them has pinball.
One-
machines.
Hungary, in Budapest on the island, yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't have to pay for each machine individually there.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's exciting. Yeah. It costs us $2.
Play all the games.
I know.
That's exciting.
This is the stuff like, see, this is what gets us excited, but I still
It's
consider
not
this as...
Vegas where they charge you for
Right.
everything.
Well, yeah, I know.
Right.
Yeah.
I wouldn't charge you anything to play with my balls.
Your big balls.
I mean, I agree with that one. I wouldn't charge either you ladies anything to play with my balls either. You guys are more than welcome to it any time. But no,
Let's
like
just flick them.
I was just thinking you would flick him again like a pinball, like bloom,
There you go.
back
See,
up,
there you go.
back
See?
up, go back up.
But like that's what I'm saying is that technically it's a sex vacation, but it's not at the same time because we're just going to be tourists and we're going to have fun and we're going to enjoy ourselves just being together as friends as well. And that's something that I didn't see happening when we first started contacting you. Like I was like, oh, I don't know how this is going to go. I don't know how this play is going to be because I've never done anything BDSM before. Like I said, the most we had done was I spanked Sue a couple of times. Maybe I tied her up or something like that. Tied her hands together or something. Apparently, rubbing knives on our bodies is a little weird and kinky, but we didn't think that was when we told
Everybody does that.
When we told you guys the first time, you're like, you do what? What the hell do you guys do?
Just don't put ice on other people.
Like
I
what?
know. But it goes back to like what we talked earlier, like when we talk to couples, like remember when, and we always say like, I'm sure you do something, and people are like, no, we have done nothing, and then we have like this one couple who's like remember that with the chastity?
Yep.
What is that? What did I say? Like that she locks them up for like 2 or 3 weeks at a time.
Yes,
Oh, good lord.
yes.
But everybody
But
does it.
everybody does that. Did you know that?
No,
No.
they don't. Like I go into chastity, and I don't know. Did I start the chastity after Peter and Kelly?
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
I had been thinking about it beforehand, but like our chastity is not the same as your chastity. Like your chastity can be days on end or something like that. You could be locked up in your cage, and whereas mine is, we use it more for like a foreplay for that day.
Yeah.
So like I'll go into it for a couple of hours. Sue's either around or more often than not she's not around, but she's got the key. She knows that I'm in chastity. Obviously I know I'm in chastity at the time. There's nothing I can... Surprise! You're in a cage. That's not usually how it works. I mean, that could be a way how it did work.
If you wouldn't know, I would say the cage is too big. I'm just saying. If you don't realize you're in a cage,
Just slip
Something
that out
is-
without him noticing or something like. But like, yeah.
Can you
So,
imagine if you're blindfolded or just go to sleep and you wake up?
You wake
and
up,
all
you're
of a
in
sudden
cage.
You're in a cage. You're like, what just happened?
I think that's the beginning of a Saw movie. I think that's a.
but again, but people actually in the fantasy that people have and everything, like people have that, you know, like our chastity journey is so different than we ever expected. You know, we always talk about like you need to put the cage on there, and then once we have it didn't make any difference if I put it on or you put it on. It was much more different about. Like that you would wear it publicly, the key, that was really important to me. That was really,
Well, it's also not that I can't do it. I think it's more fun and exciting if you're doing it with somebody else.
Yeah.
Like taking turns or...
Oh,
Yeah.
I agree. And we both feel that way because it gives a completely different dynamic, you know. Like if somebody else is my key holder, it's just like... Because then I can beg you all day long and everything, and you can tease me and you can smirk and everything and be like...
Nothing I can do.
Exactly. I mean, we have our safety key because, again, it goes back
yeah.
to reality and fantasy, you know. Like when people
But
like...
it's also nice if somebody else is the key holder and they are telling me to do something to you. I find
Oh,
that
yeah, that
pretty
sounds
hot
like-
too.
Yeah.
Oh, we find that both very incredibly
Yeah.
hard and everything. And again, but it goes back to finding the right couple and everything, where the trust is there, you know, because it is so much more intimate. I don't know how I that maybe sounds weird to people, but I feel it has so much more intimacy for me, like in the relationship perspective and everything, compared to just fucking, you know, because when we were teaching at swinger parties, I always open the line just to piss people off because then they all pay attention. I'm like, well, swinging is easy. It's 1, 2, 3. Which hole can I get into? And that's all the conversation you have with swinging, if you really think about it. I mean, there's not a lot of other
essentially.
limits you're discussing.
A lot of times I'll piss people off.
Right, but if you think of BDSM, how many nuances you actually need to discuss, because all of a sudden there's so much more than just two bodies like playing with each other, you know. All of a sudden there's like whips or chains or locks or gags or needles or whatever other people do, you know.
There's a lot
Like,
of trust that goes into it.
There
too,
is a
and
lot of trust that
involved.
goes into it, and
and again, and you discover things like you discover that you like cuddles more than pain and everything.
I do. I mean, now I have my cuddle slut half shirt, which is fantastic.
No, I mean like again, like once we find our I like it like somebody who wants to be a more long-term key holder for us and everything. I will get Kelly the shirt that says like I love when my husband is in chastity, and then she has to wear that on the weekends.
Oh, see,
you go.
there you go. Why
I'll
not?
do it.
You know,
Hey,
Exactly. Yeah, at
Why
school it
not?
would be a little bit hard, but
at
it's on the
school,
weekends.
yes, it would be hard.
underneath you can wear under the shirt that you're currently wearing. See
You
that?
could do that, yes.
Right.
But again,
Just gotta make sure.
Get a blazer on or something. Like that.
but it goes back to other things that you like. People think in hierarchy, like, but going back to like what we talked about earlier, that everybody has a kink. Everybody, like another couple, like so there was the one with the chastity that was before we did chastity. They did this is years and years ago with this couple that we played with that we haven't even talked about chastity at that point. It was just like still like a concept for us. It wasn't even on our list, so that we had the first cage. Another couple, for example, they're like, hey, like we know nothing. We're just normal. We have sex like no. Everybody does something. And they're like, well, we piss on each other in the shower, but everybody does that. We like it. It's warm. and I was like, No. I promise you, not everybody does that.
I mean, I have accidentally pissed on Sue in the shower, but that's usually when I'm super tired or something like that. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was peeing. I'll turn away. Sorry. I do it on purpose. I'm not like, oh, yes, I need to pee on Sue in the shower.
No, but again, it goes back to that people don't, they didn't realize that this would be a kink for somebody. That's like the Chesty folks. They're like, that's a kink for people. You know, like people, if you do it, like your knife play. For you, it was the most normal thing because that's what you played with. Like you didn't think of like, oh my God, we are like in a deep end of a kink spectrum. You know?
Right? No,
no.
It never
crossed our minds that like having a large butcher's knife in the bedroom could be a weird and kinky thing. Like it didn't cross our minds, which is it's bizarre to think about now. Like as an objectively thinking back on it, like
Should have crossed our minds.
should have crossed our minds, you know. But like at the time, it was like we found we liked it. We're gonna do it. Why the fuck not? I mean, I washed the knife. It's not like it's a dirty knife.
No, I mean, like, absolutely not. And I, again, it is so important to play safe.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Exactly.
Right?
The knife needs to be at least free of germs.
Yeah.
I mean,
and
like,
we never break the skin or anything like that. We're not into that kind of knife play, so we don't do any sort of blood play or anything like that. It's literally just the sensation. We get similar
obviously,
sensation to
like butcher.
Yeah. Well, we get similar sensation now from like the claw that we have, so it's a very similar
yes.
A
sensation.
little
Yes.
bit less of an issue, just saying.
Yeah, I understand that now, but like, I didn't have a claw. I didn't even know those things existed at the time.
And, but again, but that goes back to again the evolving part. You know,
Mhm.
like we have evolved so much from in our journey, and that's what makes it so much fun. You know, like to really do different things and play with other people, and then as you evolve, you know, like people evolve, and you play a little bit more of this and a little bit more of that. When we started swinging, my God, like 13 years ago now, we were actually swinging, like
Mhm.
and so on, and then soon we discovered that actually I much more liked. Soon thereafter, you started like your domino role and everything. I think it was like almost same time frame that we started swinging, and then you
Yeah.
became a little
Well,
bit
I
more female.
like to see you suffer and endure things while I'm having sex with somebody else.
True, that gets you absolutely wet. Yes, it is very
Yes,
true.
It does.
Completely fucked up, but
To
I love
see
you.
you suffer on a nice cold floor while I'm pissing on you, perfect.
Sure,
and
there
then
you
I
go,
get
yeah.
to walk away and go have fun with somebody else.
Yeah, so why everybody now in the audience feels
Yeah,
bad for
now-
me and everything. Thank
Now
you.
we know.
Thank you.
See, now we all know.
Again,
You're suffering and misery, but you're enjoying it and loving it.
I do have to say, Peter, I do enjoy that when these ladies come out with something and you are rendered speechless. And the reason is because in your everyday life, you are not speechless. You talk a lot all the time. You're always talking. So when these ladies can come out with something that just renders you absolutely speechless, I find that fascinating. And it's fun for me to watch as well. So I'm
I think
enjoying
it's
this
fun
too.
for everybody
Yeah.
because to get him speechless,
To get him to
doesn't happen
just
very
stop
often.
talking out of nowhere, and he's just like, I don't know how to respond to that.
A deer in a headlight.
it's not the deer thing. It's really more like I think I'm already on the butcher rack, you know, like the deer's already run over, you know, like a thing on the butcher rack now. It's not looking at the car anymore. The car came and went, you know. So,
And you're speechless.
but you know, again, like the people only listening to this part, I wish that we could have like a little camera because, like Sue's face when Kelly described all this, it was priceless. She was like, yes,
Yes.
and more.
And more. What else can we do?
Exactly, that was the look. She's
So,
like,
so like
yes.
Kelly start like that's what these ladies do. Like one of them starts an idea, and the other one's like already feeding off it to figure out what else they can add to it. It's like kinky crafting. This one over here is making a wreath. This one's like, we're gonna add some baubles to that wreath. Let's go.
I think it's fun when you play with somebody else and you can
Yes.
read each other and you can play
Yeah.
off of each
Well, that's the
other
thing,
and
so we
bounce
can-
ideas.
When we
and-
first started playing,
I
we
like that a
couldn't
lot.
read each other 'cause none of us knew what each other wanted, and we had to explore to figure out where we are today. Which is, you know, now I know stuff like Kelly, you originally told me you did not like having your nipples played with at all, which is a lie.
Okay, it has to take the right person.
Okay,
and-
so it's just me then. Okay, fine. That's fine. But you told me, like, no, don't touch my nipples at all. I don't like
well,
my
some
nipples being
people
touched
like
at
to
all.
think that they like to be bitten off, and I don't like that.
No, but
They're
sucked on
still
is...
attached.
I am wondering who in this group
It could be
would
anyone.
be known to bite titties.
So, what the hell? No,
I
it's
know.
not.
It's not me. I would. So like I enjoy it.
Yeah, I know
But I
you
am
do.
hyper aware of the fact that a lot of people do not. So I would be very like
But
I'm
having
incredibly
nipples sucked on
tentative. Like
with my unique sucking ability, apparently, is something that you really enjoy. So we find this stuff out. Trial and error. You know, there's stuff like...
But I think it also goes back to that, I think, and I don't know how to quantify this. However, I do think that once you are becoming friends with benefits, that like your brain just like has a different way of connecting with the sexual activity. I think you imply always more positive thoughts, that everything was well intentioned, even though it might have been in the moment maybe either a little bit too much, too hard, or too long, or whatever it might be. But you know it was all well intentioned. Compared to if you're like fresh playing and everything, you sometimes don't know anything, you know, and
Yeah.
I feel like you after a while you realize, like you said, like I think we felt like within a couple of meetings that we felt like we want to be a little bit more like what or how this came about. I can't speak to this, but
I have no idea.
but how do you know when you date somebody and you all of a sudden like I want to do more with this person? You know, like it's one of those like aura feeling thingies that I don't think you can pinpoint and say like, oh my god, because you were this tall, this big, this much or so. You know, is the reason why X Y Z happened. I think it's just like they felt a connection and we built on this. And I think that when play gets more intense and more fun. I mean, like when we went to the house in Vermont and everything. I mean, like. There was some fun play and everything, and you try things again. To what we said, that you have fantasies, and again I had this long time fantasy of like this like oil wrestling in the tub and
yeah.
everything, and
That did
It-
not work out.
it well I
But
mean
it
also
did.
It did,
It
but not
did.
the way you planned it in
exactly
your mind.
exactly it
In your mind, you were like lovely ladies of wrestling. They're gonna throwing each other around, something like that. You get people all lubed up with coconut oil in a kiddie pool on a slight incline, and that's not what's happening.
And you couldn't get the thing blown up either.
That's not gonna happen. And then you know what? We were just like, fuck it. We're all getting in there. We're all getting oiled up, and then just like oiled naked bodies together, and it was fun. It was a lot of
it
fun.
was really fun, and again we were all belly laughing,
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Which
it was
was
a
nice.
fantastic time.
and again, but that goes back to the part like sometimes you have an expectation of certain things how they are,
Mhm.
and then they become differently, or same thing with the chastity journey.
But
I
we
mean,
also have to do the oil wrestling again sometime.
Well, yeah.
we do.
Yes.
We have to do it again.
We'll do it
Absolutely.
again sometime. We'll get a flat area
Yes.
where we're not in an incline and sliding down it. But I'm all down for doing the oil wrestling again. I'll get a little referee outfit. Don't worry, it'll be nice.
You get a little referee outfit.
I'll get a little referee outfit.
Yeah,
I'll ref
the
it.
next time we're renting a house like on Airbnb or so, we're gonna make sure that like, could you please show us your yard with a level on the ground just so that we
I
can.
need to know if this
Make
yard
sure
is
it's
level.
level.
We need
we
we
just,
need a level spot.
I need somewhere level to do this and secluded.
And we need a pump too to put air in.
Well, I mean, we have a
the
pump
kitty.
here. We just didn't bring it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we have a pump too, so
Yes.
we
Yeah.
know
We all
now. We
forgot
know
to
now
bring it.
that. Well, for whatever reason, it didn't even occur to me
Oh, I
For
don't think
anybody.
until we
Nobody.
got there. We're like, oh shit, we should. Like, we started blowing this thing up. We're like, oh, for Christ's sake, this thing it's never
You
gonna
know-
blow up.
You
We're
know
gonna
what
get
I
all
think the
lit.
problem is all of our kids are past that age group.
Yes.
Yeah, so they're not
So-
using like pool floats anymore. So they're all past
So if
that.
all of our kids were still in the kiddie pool or pool
Oh, we
float
would've had
age
that.
group, we would have been like, yes, of course, we need this.
Absolutely, yes. And we still have it. We just didn't bring it. Exactly.
Right, exactly, because we're no longer in that like mindset.
No, we're
I know.
not.
But now we know.
We're
and
way
again,
back.
Now we
now-
know. But you
We have the
now
real
know this.
deal. We
Like,
have a
at the
swimming
same time,
pool.
like we know that like if we're gonna go and play with just you guys, there's specific toys we do bring and some we don't need to bring because we're like, this is not gonna be used, so we're not gonna bring that. So we don't have to have this. I'm sure you have.
Oh, same thing.
You have your duffel bag, but at the same time you're like, well, we don't need this, this, and this because we know that's not gonna get used in this play session. So there's no reason to bring it.
Absolutely. Again, another fun thing, for example, that was actually like as good as the expectation and everything, but different than expected, was a stake into the ground, you know. So that was really hot, but felt different and everything, you know. So, but that's what makes the journey so much fun, you know. Like to like really try different things and everything, or like that. For example, one thing that was much hotter than or hotter in the sense of like it was really much more sexy than I expected. Was like being in my bondage sleep sack on the basically on the deck upstairs outside and everything. Like because the temperature actually like normally because it's double layer leather, it's pretty hot. And again, with the temperature, I mean, then the rain came. But besides that part, beforehand, it felt actually perfect because, again, I felt completely secure, unable to move. I had the fresh air. I heard the noises outside in the woods. But again, we also were up high enough that there was no animals coming there. So
Yeah, well, thankfully.
so like
we wouldn't have left you out there.
Exactly. But you know, like
We weren't leaving you out there for the bears to get you.
Exactly. So, but again, so you didn't have the animals who could come on the balcony there, but you still had the other things that all came with it, with the head and everything, you know, because I couldn't see, I couldn't move, everything. So it was really, really hot, you know. And again, a moment where my brain actually could completely relax and just like go and focus with what is going on in the moment there, you know. So while the other people is like fucked in the house and everything, you know. And no, it is great to have friends like you guys. It really, really is. It is.
Yes,
fantastic.
It is really special. Like I said again, it is so rare to find. You hear people all the time. They're looking for this and they're wanting this. And I think most people what they find is like swinger buddies because they maybe swing with them, but they only swing with them. You know, like I really feel like we do so many other things that are not swinging
Oh, yeah.
and everything and so on and. It doesn't mean that every time we have to see each other it has to be like, oh my god, and we have to like end up in an orgasm or so, you know, end up naked. So like we can go and watch a show together or go and like that, go like visit a steampunk church or whatever
That's
it
right,
might be and everything, you know, like we can do other things that are fun too, and we can go equally in a swingers club and everything where my lovely Lady Kelly and everything got myself a spiked pair of, what is it, like string jockey something contraption everything where
Like underwear type thing.
it's like an
Oh, my.
underwear like but again it has spikes, like more spikes than you have on the vampire gloves.
Oh, good lord.
And then this thing is actually locked into place, so when my dick will get even a little bit happy in there and everything, it will be reminded of its place. And and
See,
so
this is where our chastity journeys diverge.
oh no, they absolutely diverge, but
oh yeah, no, like this is where they definitely enjoy, because I'm not in it for any sort of like punishment. I'm not saying punishment is a bad thing or anything like that, but I'm not saying that's not where I'm looking for my chastity journey. Mine is literally just like, I can't do anything, but I know that I'm just going to build up this anticipation that she's going to come home and I'm going to come. I'm going to have sex with her. She's going to give me a blowjob or a hand or something. Like, I'm going to come when she gets home. So usually I end up building up a freaking massive load in my cage. Well, that is. But I don't need or want any of that stuff, and it has no, like, I can hear about it and go, oh, okay, that's these things here, but it just does not do anything for me. I don't want to have any of that
But
at all.
for me the opposite is like sure, at the end my goal is to come, because eventually like if you make it a week, 2 or 3 or 4 weeks, I want to come at that point. But the journey there, the whole like the power dynamics of teeth and denial, because again, if Sue would just lock me up and say like, I see you in a month, that wouldn't do anything for me either.
Yeah,
you
no.
know, like it's like, but again, other people might be like, oh, that's hot and everything. Like no, for me it has to be like, there needs to be at least a weekly, ideally twice a week or so, like edging session, something to like get me going. You know, could be one from Kelly, one from her. So, but at least like, for me personally, I need to be once a week having time with my key holder, because again, it goes back to the mental relationship of saying like, she holds the keys, and again, like something we do that other people don't do is like, our dynamic the way we like to play it is different than other people. Like, I feel like there's a little bit power that I have in the sense of that I can ask for a key check. And again, what that means is like that within 5 minutes, my key holder has to send a picture with her, so wherever she is in public, her keys. Like, she can wear them under the clothes normally, she just has to take them out, take a picture somewhere quickly, selfie, put them back under her clothes, and then off we go, but within 5 minutes. Same thing goes the other way around. Chastity check. I have 5 minutes to pull over somewhere and show that I'm in my cage and everything. But it makes it interesting as a dynamic because it's a trust but verify kind of game and everything.
Oh,
and,
yeah. I can see what that is. Yeah.
And also, like, do I have a safety key? Of course I have a safety key. We're not stupid.
Yeah, you need a safety key. Even I have a safety key for mine because she'll have the key.
Right.
She's at work. I
Anybody
have a spare key
playing
at home.
with chastity needs to have a
Just
safety
because,
key.
there have been times where, like, something's happened and I've had to get it off, like something's chafed the wrong way or something like that, or I've pinched something and I need to take it off. I need to move something or adjust something. It's just not working that way. She's 20 miles away from me. She's not stopping what she's doing to drive all the way home to unlock me, to adjust that, to then drive all the way back to like work or something like that. So you have to have a safety key just to be, in that right mindset. Like it's her key. She knows that I have it, but she knows I'm not going to use it. And that's a trust thing too. She trusts that I'm not going to be, I'm not lying about it. And that would go back to your verifying as well.
Yes.
But that's the whole point at the end. Most cages you can get out of anyway. If you really, really wanted to, at least you can pull out and make it have come. You might not be able to get it fully off. But again, it's really more like a tool or like a dedication
the point
tool.
of putting it on if you can get it off?
It's a mindset.
It's a mindset thing.
It's
Because
a
again,
mindset.
at the end, I mean, you can, if you really pull hard enough and everything, most of the time you can at least pull the dick out and everything. You might not get it over the balls, the whole contraption, you don't get it all the way off.
Yeah.
But you can get your dick out most of the time, in most cages. Not in all of them.
Not
but
all of
in
them, but most
most of
cages
them.
you can, and
Yeah.
it's
Most of the standard
yeah.
ones.
At the same time,
It
that's not going to
requires
feel
some
pleasant
effort.
getting
Yeah.
that out
Oh,
either.
yeah,
Like,
no, exactly. Because
you'd
once
have to
it's
be
out,
desperate to get out of that thing, and that's going to be painful.
You might have some, or you will have
Yeah,
some
you'll have some
discomfort.
lacerations and stuff like that.
exactly right. And again, for example, one thing that we have discovered, so I mean, we have been as long as, like I said, 15 days is the longest that we have done, is that, like with Kelly suggested, because again there was some shaving happening and everything, because again it just naturally happens even if you try to wash it in the shower and everything while it's on. So we decided every day it comes off for 30 minutes. Like I take it off the moment I get in the shower's like 15 minutes, and then after I come out I moisturize it with some special cream and everything and put a ton of on it and everything, and let it air dry for another 10-15 minutes before I then go back in the cage and get dressed. So like we always talk about, like, I'm 23.5 hours a day in chastity, including sleeping, which is really the hardest part. Like the day part is easy for the people
Oh
who
yeah,
try it.
because you can't control anything when you're sleeping. You roll over on it and everything like that.
Or your brain goes in a conversation and everything. At work, when you're busy, it just hangs there and you just like work, and the time goes by. When you sleep and like that, you get the reminder, and then you have a kinky dream. Those suck a lot.
I bet they do.
Just saying. So, but
I'm looking forward to exploring more and going further with you guys, seeing where we can go, and hopefully, this continues on, and we keep you guys as the good friends you are to us.
we have no other plans at this point. I don't think so. No.
I don't think so. Yeah, no.
No, I mean, again, we definitely have like a beautiful summer to look forward to in like I said, in Budapest and in Bucharest. And so that will be a fun trip, and I'm sure we're going to do many other fun things
Oh, absolutely.
beforehand. So
We have some fun things already planned with you guys coming up in December. Yeah, December.
in November too.
In November too. That's right.
yeah.
November and December is coming up. But I think that's where we're going to end today because it's starting to get some late, and that's it for now.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
Awesome. It was great having you guys.
it was.
Yes, it was.
Hey everyone, thanks for coming along with us on our journey. We really enjoy talking to anyone who's interested in this topic. If you like what you heard and want to hear more, don't forget to rate us and give us a good review. Also, tell your friends, tell anyone you think might be interested. It really helps us out and helps this podcast grow. As always, we appreciate you.